So do you want to, you mentioned Matt Barnes here on the Rich Eisen Show. You mentioned you're an AAU coach. You want to take a stab at the idea that these Achilles injuries that are happening are maybe born out of?
I do. I think, I was born in 1980, and I think my generation of kids, and I don't know if anyone else in here was, we played outside and we played every sport under the sun.
Yes.
And as I've become a father, my twins are 16 now, I just felt like everything has become more specialized. And if you play another sport or two other sports, you kind of get behind in your main sport. I was someone who lettered in 4 sports in high school: football, baseball, basketball, track, All-American in football and basketball. And I felt like the cumulative work from all those different sports helped me achieve what I achieved in the league, but also from a standpoint of, you're seeing little kids' arms blown out of, you're seeing Tommy John at a younger age. You're just seeing so sports specific, so young. And I feel like year round, we never had year round anything. Everything was always seasonal. Basketball for me was, you got some school basketball. And then when I was in high school, you had AAU for 2 or 3 months, and there was no 15, 16, 17. As a freshman, if you were good enough to play AAU, you're playing against the best kids. You're playing against the 18-year-olds. So there was only one type of basketball. But I say all that to say, just year-round doing the same training, the same conditioning, that's just wear and tear on your body, on top of just how dynamic and explosive and how these kids start and stop now. It looks beautiful on paper, the way Shea can go full speed and stop on a dime and step left or right or step through, or Tatum and all these other stars are doing. But it's got to be, it's got to have some wear and tear on your body. Whether it's the shoes, I think the shoes could play a small part.
Nick
I don't
Van Exel said you wrap your ankles up. That the low riders are a problem.
I don't think so, because when you tape your ankle, I don't think there's a shoe out there that's going to keep an Achilles from tearing. I just don't see it that way. I just see it more as these kids are playing 100+ games in the summer. Some of them are. I don't allow and I think where the excess games come is where kids are jumping from team to team and getting a ton of run, which could help their growth, but at the same time, it's the wear and tear on their body. But again, Rich, the likeliness of these kids making it to the league is you better chance of getting struck by lightning. So these kids are playing a lot of basketball, but if you are able to get to that top level, which is the NBA, I just feel like if you've gone through 4 years of AAU, you've probably put anywhere from 2, 3, 4 years of grind on your body by the time you get to the league. And then the league is no joke. The pace of play is high as it's been since the 70s. And again, how fast and athletic and how these kids are stopping on the dime and moving the way they move. It's scary how many. It's kind of like the new ACL tear. There was a wave where ACL tears were the wave for a while in the league. Now, unfortunately, Achilles tears are the wave. And I just, as a fan of the game, I hate to see it. And I wish that whether it be shoe companies or doctors or whoever needs to figure this out for this league to kind of help prevent this.
So it's sort of a ticking clock the minute you start to specialize only in one sport.
It seems like it.
So it goes back to the way you're being developed as a teenager or late adolescent?
You're pounding. I didn't train, and some people probably could say, I see through your game. I didn't train for the league until I was in the NBA. You know what I mean? I did everything else. I went from sport to sport. In college, I played a lot of basketball in the off season, but it was never real training. These kids are training now at 6, 7, 8 years old. And again, if it's basketball is what their parents think they're going to make it, and it's just basketball training from the time they start until hopefully the time they make the NBA. And it's the same movement on your feet, movement on your hips, movement on your knees. It's just the same. It's the same repetition. So you don't ever get to go to another sport where you're training different muscles and different parts of your body. So I firmly believe, and again, being entrenched in this AAU system, the kids are playing way too many games. I think on the flip side, and I think this also carries into why you see such an influx of Europeans in this game. The European kids will practice for 5 days to possibly play a game or two on the weekend. We might get one practice in to play 6 games on the weekend. You know what I mean? So where are you developing? Where are you learning the ins and outs and the execution of the game? Really, it's just about what tournaments you win. I'm seeing 17-year-old freshmen and 18-year-old, 19-year-old sophomores. AAU is an absolute mess right now.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.